If you're interested in nature and exploring coastlines of England, the Jurassic Coast is definitely a place you really have to check out. For landscape photography, there's so much to see. The main places I've been to are the Durdle Door and Lulworth Cove. For both of these places, you arrive at the car park, which is at the top of the cliffs, so you can hike down from the cliffs and go along from one place to another. From the top, you'll get some really wide scenic views of the landscape, showing you the structures of the rocks with the turquoise water down below. There's so much different angles you can get really great landscape photos from, so it really pays off to spend a lot of time like hiking around with your camera, not rushing around too much, just to find all the good spots. Here are a couple of my favorite spots. First one is at one of the edges of Lulworth Cove, where you have to hike up the hill and then go right to the tip and photograph where the water's coming in from the sea into this cove area. Even if you're not into taking photos, it's a great spot just to look at the scale of the whole landscape around you. Going back down to sea level, when you look at the water, it's just so clear, and if you can show this in your pictures, if you're lucky enough to get blue sky and you can get the right shutter speed, you can get some really nice what I call wave flow photos, where you've got a shutter speed of around 1/4 of a second to half a second and water's just flowing over the rocks. It just looks sort of natural to me because it captures the motion. It doesn't just freeze the water. You can see like how it flows all around the rocks. If you just walk all around Lulworth Cove, you're gonna get all different rock formations. So you've got some where they've like sticking out of the ground and having lines, which is really interesting to see those textures and like capture that within the water, because they're all like sticking out into the water, going out to the other side of the cove where we just were, where I just described. When you get to the car park of Lulworth Cove, and before you're going up the main hill, if you turn left, there's a really nice spot to explore where you'll see a lot of little trails winding through the grass, and it might not look like an official footpath, but loads of people go there, as you can tell from the trails, and there's some really nice shots you can get where the beaches kind of remind me of some places I've been in California. You've got a lot of big rocks out in the sea, and you can just look at the waves flowing all around them. There's another section where you can look towards Durdle Door. You can't see it yet, but you can see the back of it and the shapes of the hills going up and down along the coast. After you've explored that bit, you can go up to the main path and hike your way down to Durdle Door. That would probably take you around, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, but it doesn't really take long because you're going to be enjoying the scenes on the way and taking pictures, so it's not really much of a hassle. And once you get to Durdle Door, there's many different angles that you can take. You can shoot from the cliffs, you can also shoot from the stairs, which really look nice winding down, giving a lot of nice leading lines in the photos. And you can also shoot away from the Durdle Door, looking down along the coastline where you've got the sea, and then you have like a S winding shape going up, and you've got the cliffs on the side. That's one of my favourite angles. Parking is about £5 for 4 hours, or £10 for the whole day. And if you've got enough time and you don't have to travel too far, then I'd recommend getting the whole day. But we had to drive from London there and back in one day, so that's about 8 hours of driving almost. So we just picked 4 hours and crammed as much as we could in that time. Even if you're not that fit, you'll still be able to enjoy a lot of the landscape. You can hike down from the car park up to the cliffs, and you don't have to go all the way down to the beach, and still enjoy all the views. On the other hand, if you're into hiking, there's a lot for you to explore. You can come off the trail and really look into all the secret sections of the landscape, as I like to say. It's a good place to explore, especially if you're into landscape photography, so I highly recommend visiting. If you've got any questions about traveling there or taking pictures there, let me know in the comments down below, and hopefully this gives you some insight into what it's like to hike around the Jurassic Coast.